Hello, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Mr. Sun, Mr. Golden Sun, please shine down on. Did your kids sing that?
I remember Let the Sun Shine In.
Did your boys sing any songs, Tom? Mr. Sun, Mr. Golden Sun.
Does Crystal sing? Is she like a singer around the house?
She likes to sing, but I make fun of her. I say it sounds like a parrot. But she's a better singer than I am.
Sings like a parrot.
And then my son Max, I hope he never hears this. I doubt
come
he
on,
will.
man. What are you doing?
Unless I die.
What are you trying to do?
Anyway, he tries to sing, and he tries his hardest, but genetically, it's hard.
Come
for
on.
him.
What are you doing?
I'm just saying. Same thing with dancing to the rhythm. He's got a significant disadvantage than his contemporaries when it comes to feeling the music.
Okay.
He's a hard
be
time
to your own
there.
drummer, they call it.
Yeah. And then when I'm watching him, I'm like, God damn, I curse my son with my horrible whiteness.
Bluegrass is that's all black people started.
Line dancing.
Yeah, he doesn't like that. He likes the break dancing, and it's hard for him to hear and dance with the beat. I don't know why. What is that?
What, dancing to the beat?
Why are white people so bad at that? Not all white people, but it's just
a good swath.
The majority, we have no rhythm.
Why
don't we have rhythm?
Hashtag not all white people.
But see, I got rhythm, so I don't.
Yeah, no, I know.
Not known for my dancing, but as a drummer,
you practice rhythm.
Yeah,
just get him drunk. It's way easier
get him a
when
cigarette.
you're drunk.
You know, you get him a cigarette.
Like I don't have much. I can't dance, but like you give me fucking 2 Jim Beam and Coke.
You know what? Maybe that's what
it's not good though.
Have you tried giving your son a couple of beers to see how he does it on a half a beer, half a Bud Light?
It won't take him much.
Yeah.
It gives you more confidence, which helps it a little bit, but not that much.
I contend, back in the day, Honey Boo Boo's back in the news. By the way, because I have TV again,
Honey Boo Boo.
I'm watching the worst TV, because now I have TV again.
Sure.
And so I've been watching Mama June, Family Crisis.
That's what is on like regular TV now.
Do you know that the show Honey Boo Boo now is just, it has now gotten so bad that the show is just now Mama June taking the money that should be going to going to the family, and she steals the money. This is in the show. She's actively stealing the money from the other family members, and they're filming it.
They're just filming her doing crime.
Yeah, they're just filming her doing horrible shit, horrible crime. We should talk about it. I'm going to write this down. Hold on, Mama June.
Didn't she get some makeover?
Oh, you can't make that over.
It's a show about kids pageants, right? Isn't
it's gone now.
16
now?
Now
the
she's
show
got to be like.
Now the show, honestly, I can tell you what the show's about. We can do it. We'll do it on the show. All right. Would you like to start?
Hold on 1 second.
What date are you looking for, sir?
I just want to plug the library Melrose Pop.
Oh yes, we got Jim coming in about that. That'll be cool.
I just want to make sure it's June 10th.
Are you guys having anybody in for Jolly's show next week?
No.
I reached out to him, but I didn't get anything back. But he's usually really good about getting back to me.
Try Jolly. Preacher's coming for it too. Preacher'd be good to get on.
He's on Jari's show. Right?
Yes, that's the show.
Is that the show?
That's the show. Yeah. And he's doing. He did like Pardo and fucking Corolla. He did a bunch of LA stuff because I think he's pushing an album or something. So he might come in.
Yeah, that would be cool. Haven't talked to him in a minute.
And Cam's in town too. So yeah, I mean, if you guys want to, like, I would try to line those up maybe.
Yeah, man.
Okay, it's June 21st and 22nd.
Who's playing it? B. Howard, Kristen Warren.
All right.
There we go. Okay. Would you like to start?
Sure.
Here we go. In 3, 2.
Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am am Dan. We are live on Twitch and YouTube. Come hang out. Just search for @TomandDanLive. Hit the subscribe button or, whatever you do with YouTube. I've been spending a lot more time on YouTube because I use YouTube TV now to watch stuff. So I'm pretty much YouTube all the time now.
Yeah, YouTube is pretty good.
Yeah, it's
they
catching
got
on.
They got everything.
It's catching on the YouTube.
They got a Sunday Ticket, all the channels. That's it.
They got everything. They got the locals. They got the Wesh. They got the 6. They got the 9. They got it all.
We're all old enough to remember when YouTube came out, which is going to be real old man thing. And like by the time our kids have kids, we're telling our grandkids, like, I remember when YouTube came out. They're like, what?
But it's not.
It's going to blow their mind.
Will it? Because it's
like black and white
tangible.
TV.
It's not like I remember when Jerry Jones built his new stadium. See, that's tangible. It's something freestanding. YouTube, they just flipped the switch and boom, it turned on.
No, but it's like our grandparents telling us about remembering when they used to sit around the radio and listen to the War of the Worlds or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're like, what? You sat around the radio?
Yeah, you sit with your family quietly and just use your imagination in the same room. I don't think we could do that now, right?
No, who would want to, though?
Nobody does it.
It's horrible.
Now we sit in a room as a family with the TV blasting, all on our phones, not talking to each other. That's what we do.
Ross McCoy's here. How you doing, Ross?
Hey, guys. My family little, we'll tune into Real Radio if there's a good Silverfish Man episode on or something. We'll all get around it.
Oh, Ross put the picture.
We should do a radio play of Silverfish Man.
I've wanted to do a radio play.
If you produce one, Ross, we will air it.
I have wanted to do a radio play for many, many years. Ross posted a picture of the largest silverfish. Did you post that picture?
That was on Reddit.
It's disgusting. This thing is so big.
I reposted it to the Tom and Dan Reddit group.
It is so big. It looks like it's like a full inch long.
Apparently, it's a different class of silverfish that's bigger. They can get really big apparently. And we didn't even plan to talk about silverfish, but that got us into a silverfish hole.
Yeah.
How long do you think a silverfish can last, Tom? Live at max. Let's say max silverfish life.
Well, considering when you touch them, they explode into dust.
They're very delicate.
They are delicate.
It seems like just the Florida humidity would have some sort of crushing impact on them.
They're not delicate in my sink when I'm swatting at him and I can't hit him. And then finally when I do touch him, he's...
They like the humidity. It dries bad for them, actually. If you get it too dry, that's bad for them.
Okay. They eat paper and stuff. It can't be too nutritious.
They eat the glue in the paper.
The glue?
Certain forms of glue binding have a sugar compound to them, and the silverfish get in there and eat that.
All right.
I am a silverfish expert now.
Yeah. I'm going. They live a solid 8 days.
Yes, on their way to 8 years.
Bro, 8 years?
A max life of a silverfish, according to Google and Wikipedia and all that, is about they can live up to 8 years.
That is that's way longer than I mean.
I want an unconventional pet. I was watching this guy who's he caught a bass and he put it in an aquarium.
Yeah,
and he's been growing it. And it's his best friend. His name is Harvey or something. It's like 3 pounds now.
So he has to have a giant ass aquarium.
He has a huge aquarium, but he'll put goldfish in there for it and frogs in there for it to eat. And it's his buddy.
That's pretty cool.
It is very, very cool. You should get a silverfish.
That's what got us going. Was can you keep a silverfish as a pet? How big will they get?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that'd be a neat, weird thing to do. Nobody's ever done that before. It turns out people keep silverfish as pets. There's a whole Reddit thread.
There's a whole Reddit.
Really?
There's a whole Reddit. Some guy was like, if I was going to keep a silverfish as a pet, what would be the best kind to do? Or where would I get them?
We were telling you this because we knew you'd think we're even weirder than you already think.
We absolutely are insane.
But we did talk about this one afternoon, and we're like, did we tell Tom about this? I was like, don't tell him.
And so reply after reply after reply of I keep silverfish, and I've had this one for a number of years. One guy was like, I keep a number of large silverfish in a case, and when they have little silverfish, I feed them to my tarantulas.
You can have more than one. You can buy them, but you can't buy just one big silverfish. You have to buy You have to buy 20,000 in a carton,
and then raise one up to be
and then
the one.
You gotta buy them in swaths of 30K. 30,000 and it's in a tiny box. 30,000, you'd think that's a huge box of silverfish. It is not. It's about the size of a regular new era hat box.
Do you feed them glue or what do you feed them?
Imagine you probably feed up a hummingbird solution if I had to guess.
Okay,
I haven't looked into that.
Some sugar.
Just some sugar water, I would imagine.
Weird.
It is.
And don't accidentally get some honey on your nose.
Can you have them all together, or will they fight each other?
Yeah, definitely. It's
well, they're not Siamese fighting silverfish.
Well, some insects will fight each other if they're close enough, to
each other. Yeah.
Have you seen the Jet Li documentary, The One? They'll slowly work their way down to just the one silverfish, and then that's the one you keep feeding the hummingbird solution.
It's like Squid Game.
Yeah, very much like Squid Game.
Until it's big enough to put a leash on.
Yeah, we did Google that one afternoon.
The Orange County Library is having their Melrose Pop Music Festival again on June 21st and June 22nd.
Yes.
It's your opportunity to go down to the library and just check out first the music festival they put on. It's awesome. But also it gives you the opportunity to check out all the insane resources they have there, including
Macintosh computers, Pro Tools, full mixing consoles.
The Melrose Center itself.
Yeah. I mean, it's a full-blown recording studio, video studio. What do you need? Green room,
podcast rooms,
green screens, green rooms, photography. I mean, you can pretty much do anything there.
There's really no barrier to entry now with podcasting. And
yes, there is.
What?
It's the people that are too lazy to fill out the form. Yeah. If you're too lazy to go down and fill out the form, because
or become a member.
Did you know you don't have to be
do it online?
You don't even have to be in the county, but you can go from outside and still pay to do
but
it.
It's a nominal
fee. Yeah,
right.
But people are so lazy that they won't do it, and they'll just complain, I don't have a good enough computer. I don't have a mixing console. I can't do a... Yes, you can. You're just lazy.
Yeah.
Tom, you kids like comic books?
They like certain graphic novels, but
they're
mainly anime.
They're kind of more into hentai.
They read anime comic books. You
I
read them backwards. It's backwards.
You
know what they got?
Upside down and sideways.
You know what they got at the downtown library? They got like 4 or 5 shelves of like your Marvel, DC, like American comic book, graphic novel, gatherings. They also got like 4 or 5 shelves of anime stuff too. They got all of that.
Yeah,
too.
they have it all.
They're too lazy to go.
That's what I was saying. Thank you. Making my point.
We're doing an ad for the library, dude. I'm trying.
I'm just saying
he's also being very honest in the ad. But
so by the way, the library, you can go to their website. You can just order the books. You can just like tell them, hey, bring me books. They'll bring them right to your porch for free.
That's what we do. Yeah. Maisie and Andrea.
Are you too lazy for that, Tom? Are you too lazy for that?
Well, you have to go to the website.
You have to know the website. You have to know what book you even want. I'm so tired.
That's the hard part.
Can we just get to the point where we just think what we want and it comes to us?
Yeah, library. Get on that.
I gotta have to type it in anyway.
Quit waking up homeless people and get on thought orders.
So what do you guys want to talk about?
Maybe we can kick around anything.
Silverfish, I think.
Let's talk about. Let's go through some of the things I wanted to talk about last week, but we didn't get a chance to do it.
I love catch
Let's talk about old Dave Mustaine from Megadeth running his mouth again. Did you see that?
No.
He does this every couple of years, and I never pay attention to him because he's like one of those guys that just like runs his mouth incessantly. But he was on a podcast. Imagine that, Dave Mustaine on a podcast, and he started talking about how, and this has been a rumor for many, many years, he started talking about how Enter Sandman by Metallica has notoriously been it's a ripped-off song.
What?
Okay.
And I'm like, I've heard that before. I was like, should I look into this more? And the more I started looking into this particular Metallica Enter Sandman is a copied song, the more I realized that, I don't know, like I'll play it for you guys. It could have been 3 different bands may have either come up with the same riff, or 3 different bands maybe canoodled in some way to steal.
We're talking about your classic one?
Here, I'll give you a little taste. Dave Mustaine was on this podcast. He's doing what Dave Mustaine typically does. About once every 5 years, just like the cicadas, Dave Mustaine will go on a podcast or a radio show. He'll fire some Molotov cocktail at Metallica, and then everybody will revisit whether or not we think that Metallica stole this, song. This happens every 5 years. So here, we're going to do it. I don't think I've ever really listened to these, so I don't really have a dog in the fight. So let's go with, this is the song they say that Metallica stole from. It's a band called Excel, and the name of the song is Tapping Into the Emotional Void. All right, here we go. Oh, hold on. that's not them. They don't like horns. I don't. Okay, hold on. No, that's not them.
That sounds
Hold on.
nothing
Hold on.
like
That
Peter
is-
Sandman.
that's
Case closed.
That's not them. That's not them. Okay, here we go. This is.
Okay.
Okay, there's one, and then I found I found
pretty
another
close.
one that compares.
Close, and especially that one part where he goes like, ding. They do that.
Here's one that compares it. So again, it's like
Oh, now every time I hear that beep sound, I think they're just yelling the N-word. Don't use that tone. I know you're trying to separate them, but you're using the N-word.
And then there were all these other people that said, you know, like, hey, hold on a second. It was never them to begin with. It was this band called Stone, because the song in question, that Excel, Tapping into the Emotional Void, would have been in 1998.
Yeah.
Or 1989, and this is another song that people say they copied, and these are all bands that, you know, I don't know. I don't think they ran in the same circles, but here's another one. Do you hear that?
Yeah, pretty close. But I feel like
it also kind of sounds like every other song on the Black Album, you know? Like,
yeah, right. I don't think you can lock down the style of like 90s, you know, thrash metal.
also, it's more than just a song. Like Metallica became famous for all their library of music and who they are, and the right place, right time, and their
for
personality.
Lars being a dick.
yeah, all these different things.
That played into it.
So it's kind of like it's not had nothing to do with just Enter Sandman. Obviously, that was a huge hit, but it's like, what are you gonna do?
I remember. The first
they
time
became the most famous.
I remember the first time I saw or heard that song. I remember thinking, like, I remember that I really liked it, but I also remember that I was a bit conflicted because raised in a Christian household with my mom being a church organist, and the fact that he was doing the prayer that normally I was taught as a young boy, that now I lay me down to sleep.
Yeah.
Like
say your prayers before bed.
Yeah,
Your
like
standard,
that. Now I lay me down to sleep. I say, the Lord, a soul to keep. If I should die before I wake, I pray the Lord my soul to take. Like that was literally the prayer that my mom taught me to say at bed. So there was this weird part of me, because I'd said that probably thousands of times going to bed as a young boy, when this song came out, there was a weird sort of attachment to that being the occult or being more powerful in my universe. Like when the song came out and he was doing that, it was almost blasphemous, right?
Yeah, like, oh my God, they're saying it.
Yeah,
devil worshippers.
Exactly. Like to me, I think it almost had more of an effect on me. Like the song, I was like, oh, this is a good ass song. It's super scary, you know?
It got in there viscerally.
Yeah,
with you,
yeah, it really did.
Also, though, nowadays, like, you listen to it and it's kind of corny.
It's totally corny. Yeah.
Hey, you're like, hush, little baby, don't say a word. Never mind that word or the noise you heard. And it's like,
Never mind that word you heard. It was the N-word. It was the beep. It was that when that album came out.
But Symphony of Destruction, on the other hand, fully holds up. That's a great tune.
Symphony of Destruction is a good ass song.
It's on my list. I play it pretty frequently.
Are you a Symphony of Destruction man, Tom?
it's
sway to it, Tom.
It's the vocals that Dave does. It's the Dave Mustaine vocals on Symphony of Destruction that are so good.
I'm like 1 year too young to like, you know what I'm saying? Like it never got, like I went.
You broke Limp Bizkit.
Nirvana, STP was like my first.
Yeah, some things go right through you.
And then I got into punk rock and like real quick, and then it's like Metallica. It was popular, but the class above me was like the final Metallica year or something. You know?
Yeah, that would have
graduated in 2000.
Mm-hmm.
Like, listen to this vocal. This is so. I mean, this vocal's so good.
You take a mortal man
so you take a mortal man.
It's fun to sing along to.
Yeah. You take a mortal man. I can do that. I like it. I like it.
Metallica's still touring, right?
Yeah, they
still able to sell out arenas.
I'd
right?
go see him right now.
Yeah, I think I think
they're coming to Tampa. Are they doing the Raymond James Stadium? Are they doing a stadium?
No,
Yeah.
they got to be doing an amphitheater. They got to be doing that that amphitheater halfway to
right.
Tampa.
I don't know.
I can't imagine they're doing.
I know they're on
James.
tour because I see videos of them all the time, and like.
But it's probably close.
Tampa
to,
this weekend, Merchman says in the chat room.
Okay, it's this way. Close to the end, so a lot of people go out to see them one last time. Like you don't never know.
I'd
if
like
they're
to see
coming
them.
back.
I've never seen Metallica.
They got to be. All those guys got to be in their 60s.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Just having like the last show I went to was the Weekend Stadium show. I can't imagine that many people coming out for Metallica. It's,
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
stadium,
you're right, yeah.
50,000 people is so many people.
Yeah,
There's not that many people who want to see Metallica.
Yeah.
now.
Like, who's the biggest? That style, though. I mean, there was a time when that style of music, when like Monsters of Rock, when you had like Metallica, Guns N' Roses, like, and there was one other band, and they all toured together, and it was like they would do 100,000 people.
We
No,
in Europe maybe. I bet in Europe they'd still pull that probably.
probably, yeah.
We saw Guns N' Roses at
Camping
Camping World
World.
Stadium, and they filled that. But although they hadn't toured in a long time, so it was kind of like that made a difference. If you tour continuously, like
No, they're all doing stadiums. They're doing
really?
Raymond James,
Okay.
and they did 2 nights, and it's all sold out.
Oh wow, 2 nights is good.
Yeah,
for them.
I think they're like the guys, right? They're the one maybe
Yeah.
left.
And all this huge generation of people that have money now, they're like,
That's
oh,
true.
man, this is the last time. I don't
Yeah.
know if they'll ever come back because really they're one health problem away from never touring again, right?
Ask Billy Joel about that.
Yeah.
It's so sad, you know.
You know, as long as James Hetfield continues, I mean, he could replace everybody else in that band and keep doing it forever from a stool or a throne or
Yeah, he
whatever.
kinda could.
But is you blow out your voice or get throat cancer or something?
Instead
I
of
think
singing to a
people be
backing
if
track,
Lars
like-
got injured, people would be happy.
Yeah,
Like,
actually, they'd probably
they hate
they
that
could play a
guy.
double stadium if
Like
Lars
every video of him that I ever see is just video of him playing drums, and people are like, "Look at how bad."
I actually was explaining to my youngest son like 2 weeks ago why people hated Lars so bad in the 90s.
And it doesn't stop.
No.
Like it's still as bad now as it. Like if you see a picture of Lars, he could just be standing there with his daughter or his wife, and underneath his picture, people will be like, "I hate you so much. You're the worst drummer I've ever seen."
Also, he got the Napster hate.
Yeah.
or
That's
whatever.
why.
Yeah,
That's the
as-
amplification.
yes.
of it.
in the
Yeah.
2000s, where he was like, "Oh, you can't do this. You're stealing our music," and all the younger generations
Yeah.
like, "Screw you, old man."
Right.
What
it
sucks
was
is he's actually right.
No, he was right,
He's
but
100% right. We were stealing his music.
the way he presented his case was very he didn't do a good job
In a
of
lo-
it.
he
It was
did it
like
in a Lars
he
way.
basically came on MTV and said to Kurt Loder like, "You know what? We just can't afford the same grade of caviar we used to be able to now that Napster's around."
Right.
Like he was presenting the case. We're rich, but we need to be way, way, way richer, and you guys are stealing from us, and it wasn't
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. It fell flat.
And then the entire globe was already doing it.
Yeah.
So then by the time he came out against it, we were like, "Well, everybody's doing it, so screw you." And
Well,
like,
that's what made him look
Right.
dumb old man, right?
Yeah.
I
And
mean,
then-
we'd already blown past him.
he couldn't get the message out quick enough because back then it was old media. So there's no social media or any way. So by the time old media finally got him on to get the message out, it's like, we've already been doing this 2 months, so it might as well be the new thing. It's never going to change.
It wasn't Dr. Dre part of that lawsuit too? with
Possibly.
Napster?
I'm not
but
sure.
He kept his mouth shut.
He didn't get his vocal about
Yeah,
it.
I don't think he ever got vocal. In fact, I think he was exactly, or maybe even spearheaded it above Lars, because when they did name, because I got one of the class action letters to my
yeah.
mom and dad's house. I still have it
wow.
somewhere. The Napster letter where they're like, "You're being sued."
Nice.
Or you're,
That's pretty cool.
Or yeah, it is very cool. But it's like a letter just basically saying that I used my mom and dad's computer to download some stuff I shouldn't have.
And then Lars blew so much of his social capital that his next big thing was as a drummer he led a kind of revolution to get better hearing protection on stage for performers, and also extended it to kind of like the audience. Like, hey, the audience, you should be using hearing protection at these shows too, so you don't blow out your ears like I did. And we all hated him so much, we were like, screw you, Lars, I'm gonna just blow my ears out just because I hate you. Like, we literally eschewed earplugs because we hated Lars Ulrich that much.
Yeah.
I'll show you. What?
Yeah, it did become a whether or not this will do something good for me. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, just if Lars is saying it, I'm against it. It doesn't matter.
It's also, he's got a hateable face.
He
and
really
just
does.
Personality.
He looks like a little weasel guy.
His voice and how he dresses.
Yeah.
The fact that he was a former tennis professional angers me, right? Like, that's just icing on the cake. When you find out that he was like, everybody used to tell us that, like, when I was growing up, people would be like, did you know Lars had to choose between playing drums for Metallica and being a tennis pro?
Okay.
And I was like, I hate tennis pros. They're gay.
It's all hand-eye coordination.
Yeah, I was like, this guy sucks.
All right, let's take a quick...
One more quick fun fact about the video.
Yeah.
I told you guys before about that. Andy Daly, comedian, does a podcast where he pretends to be a fake cowboy, and they watch Bonanza. And one of the things he does is like he deep dives into like who these actors were and what they'd been in before and everything. And one episode of Bonanza featured the guy who became the dude digging through the mud in this video. You know, the old like saggy man.
Oh yeah,
he was on an episode of Bonanza.
Oh wow.
What a weird career that
Can
guy.
imagine being on Bonanza and in the Enter Sandman video. That's a wild.
That's a spectrum. That is a spectrum of acting.
I've always wanted to be a nude, sad old man in a Metallica video.
Digging through clay.
Yeah. Just hey, dig through what appears to could be poo poo. Just dig through it and look confused. I can do that.
Mm-hmm.
But imagine being on Bonanza and then like
probably is like a young, ripped, handsome cowboy.
And they're like, this is gonna be my genre of acting. And then we have a nude old mud man.
So if you're a nude Metallica mudman, you're in the video on set. In between takes, do you ask for tickets to the concert that night? And when you go that night to the concert, will they want you to mud up? Because I'm not mudding up. I'm not mudding up. I'm gonna wear regular clothing.
All right, let's take a quick break. When we come back, I'll tell you real quick about the Pineapple Man yesterday. Because
I thought you were talking about my body shape.
You and your wife are finally swinging. All right.
Yeah. It's interesting they chose. I think that was they started it pre-swinger pineapples. Because it was like this. Yesterday was the 39th annual, and then I want to tell you about
It's back when like you could say like blowing your load meant different things. You know? Back when things were innocent. Now nothing's innocent these days. Everything is either politics or sex these days, right?
We'll take a break. We'll be right back with more Corporate Time. I don't have much to say about it. I'll just tell you real quick.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
Because I want to ask you about but then there's also one old man that's done. I'll tell you about him.
We got a bunch of emails too.
Fuck you, Lars. I'm going deaf.
Yeah, he was so unlikable. My God.
Yeah, and you're right. Like, we all knew he wasn't wrong, and like it was just like it literally was how you were saying it, you know?
Yeah, we are all just like, well, you know what? We're gonna, and it's almost like it would almost been. I almost wonder if how much of that had an influence on like ramping it up. You know, I wonder.
Oh, he Streisand effect?
Yeah,
he definitely got the word out.
I wonder
about
if he just stayed
Napster,
quiet.
Yeah. Oh no, yeah, there definitely were people who heard about Napster from fucking Lars for sure.
All right, T. I will bring us back. This is number 2. Here we go. And 3, 2. Welcome back to A Corporate Time.
So, real quick, because the tired of talking about these stupid triathlons that mean nothing to nobody.
I understand.
But so I did this sprint triathlon called the Pineapple Man. It's the second time I did it.
Yep.
Saw a bunch of BDMs out there.
There were like guys that like hit me up. They're like, "Hey Dan, you didn't come down." Like I was like, "Oh, I would have, but I didn't know." There were like guys that were like, "Hey, we could have sat at the finish line and drank beers." I was like, "I would have gladly done." That's not. You don't have to twist my arm to do that. But I didn't know if anybody was going to do that.
No. There's nothing.
Done it. I didn't want to make you uncomfortable.
There's nothing worse than watching other people achieve things and feeling bad about yourself. Because I've done that before with Crystal. We go see Jetson do like half Ironman. I'm sitting there and I'm so hungover. I'm like, look at him go. I haven't exercised in a long time.
But
anyway.
it's a sport. It's an
I
event.
know.
It's no different than going and watching a football game.
I'd probably be drunk. I probably wouldn't even care.
Yeah, exactly.
It is different than watching because you're watching 3/4 of the people there are like me, barely can get through it.
You do good. Come on.
No, but I'm saying like it's not like watching athletes do something
It's not
incredible.
like watching an Orlando City match where there's like, oh wow, score.
And speaking of that, Jetson's wife Mary, fastest female overall and fourth place overall total.
Jesus Christ.
Which is incredible considering there are lots of men athletes in there like that are insanely good shape and they're like triathletes already.
Well done, Mary.
And
she's so good.
Blew the doors off them.
Yeah.
Like,
she's awesome.
Which is good because like
also super funny.
There's some dudes that that are up front in the elite class that she raced in, and they look like Michael Phelps. It's like, oh, this guy's like an insane athlete.
Not his face though, right? Just his body.
Yeah,
he has a terrible face.
I think ladies are catching up to dudes in running though, because I remember it's been a couple years, but last time I ran the corporate 5K, a little girl won best overall female, and I think she was like second overall. Like one dude just barely squeaked by her, and I swear she was like 15, 16. And the word was like she just runs these things all the time and crushes them.
There's some incredible female athletes, especially in the endurance, like running world and stuff. Usually it's long distance. This is so short though. Like you kind of do have an advantage. I feel like if you're a muscular man, just because it's
so you can sprint it out.
Yeah, it's a sprint triathlon. Like the longer triathlons, Anyway. So a couple things. One, I want to run this theory past you guys because I don't know.
See what he did there?
Just
gonna run it by us.
Oh yeah, I like
I
that.
didn't do
I like that.
I didn't do as well as I wanted to.
Right.
Because like I thought, I never stopped really working out since the last
which
time I did this.
superhero did you dress as? Was this one of those like run for funs? Is this a? Did you have a rubber duck around your waist?
Did you get a bunch of medals?
Well,
you do get a medal shaped like a pineapple.
Yeah. I have a couple theories why, but one is that I went there the day before to pick up your packet. Like, you go the day before to get a little packet of.
It's bad luck. It's like seeing the bride before the wedding.
I like to pick up my packet like 5 minutes before start time.
Yeah.
You get stickers, and you have to put one on your helmet, one on your bike, and
helmet.
Then you get, a swim cap that of your age.
Do you put an American flag on your swim cap?
No, you get like blue is like men 40 to 53 or whatever, which I feel like is too big of a range. Like if you're
40 to 53.
Yeah, if you're 53, you got to be like, wait a minute, like I should be in a different class.
Who
like,
was the 53-year-old that was like, put me in there, put me right? Because somebody would have been begging. Because why is it 53? That doesn't even make any sense.
Yeah, 55 is your natural cutoff.
Yeah.
I don't know why I don't know how they pick the age ranges or whatever, but
it probably is. There probably was like 5 guys between 40 and 53.
Right.
So it would like they had just enough to make one class grouping.
Yeah. It's a big. There's a couple hundred people racing.
All of them under 40. I would
there's a lot of old people.
Yeah,
right?
really?
Okay.
The older,
Okay.
there's a lot of older people in these.
They call them white caps. They gotta wear white caps.
And it's like you just get into running and biking or whatever, and then after you retire, I think you just have unlimited time to train. So like you become. I mean, there's plenty of like older ladies that blow past me, and they started like 15 minutes behind me, which is really emasculating because you're giving everything you
all
have.
They do.
And then a 55-year-old lady runs past you, started 15 minutes behind you. Like, so they started the swim 50. I was done with the swim, and she still blew past me in the run. You know what I'm saying? Like,
wow.
I ran past her in the line. She was waiting to swim. And then she still caught up to me on the bike and then ran past me.
Like, consistent?
Yeah, just ridiculous athletes.
Well, it sounds like you didn't seed yourself, honestly.
No,
should have had a different swim cap on.
Another thing that, and it's all part of it because this is like.
Do you write inspirational phrases on your
No,
body
no,
with a
no,
grease
no.
pencil? Yeah.
Let
me draw on your body like Howard Stern with a grease pencil. I'll draw my own. Look at it. Look how fat you are, Dad.
They write your number with the Sharpie on your arms and leg, and
that's so they don't get amputated at the end of the race.
they treat every competitor as if they have a chance to win, right? Because that's part of when you sign up for a race, which is. Which is kind of
like the stormtroopers pretend that every kid that comes to Hollywood Studios is a real Jedi. Right? Is that what you're saying?
Well, it's part of when you sign up for it. It's like, and people kept saying like, "Good luck on your race." Like my mom's like, "Good luck on your race today," and I'm like,
"Don't be mean to your mom, dude."
No, but I stopped saying this because I realized they're just giving you the
Well, it's like the cashier at 7-Eleven saying good luck with your scratch off. Like they know you just wasted your money.
I texted you. I texted you in the
job.
morning. I texted you. I said, "Good luck, dude."
Yeah, but by calling it a race implies that I'm actually have a chance to beat anybody.
Everybody else could be eaten by a shark. You don't know.
He's right.
Like I have no chance in competing in this race.
That is the plot for Sharknado 3, by the way. It's like a race that eats all competitors except for one.
I like it.
It's just I'm just trying to finish it, and then I get the finisher. I did this. Anyway,
the guy gets to the finish line just ahead of the Sharknado.
Don't diminish it.
So,
don't make it smaller than it is.
It is small. It's no race, though. I have no chance of competing.
You know what, though? All these people listening, they did nothing that day.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I slept in all hungover.
Yeah,
you did something,
I
not
sat in the
nothing.
garage with a cowboy hat on.
Yeah. Saying.
I like taking credit away from myself. That's my favorite thing.
If it makes you feel okay, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nothing I've ever done, anybody could do. It's very easy. It's not
he
hard
loves
at
it when he.
So anyway, I did worse than I thought, and I thought I'd do better because I was like, man, I'm in better shape than I was last year. And I only finished like 1 minute less than I did last year.
Okay.
And I think it's because I didn't change shoes for the run. But I did improve, but I thought I was going to improve like 10 minutes.
Well, what did you run in? You ran in your Timberlands.
No.
Why'd you run in your Timberlands? I told you not to run in those. Timothy Chalamet has been wearing Timberlands.
Is that right?
Yeah, he's bringing them back.
Okay.
Like, I don't have clip-in shoes on the bike because, and people told me to do it.
I don't have clip-in shoes on my bike.
Because
do you do the cage, like the toe cage?
The toe cage. I do the toe cage.
That's just as good. That's just as good.
Yeah. No, well, everybody says like you should do the clip-ins. It'll like shave some minutes off. Or whatever.
No, the cage is just as good. It's all about the pull up. As long as you can do the pull up as well as the push down, you're golden.
So I bought some like pointy shoes.
You bought some Mexican pointy boots.
So I can fit my toe in the
Mexican pointy boots.
Because my actual running shoes
are they
so
silver
big.
tipped like the ones in
the big Ronalds that I can't fit the toe in. Seriously. So, but last year
you're running it so straight up like also Guadalajara.
Walter White's ahead of you. He's really going because he thinks you're a Mexican assassin.
So the day before, I pick up my packet, and then they open up. They put the buoys out for the swim course. So if anybody wants to practice the swim course,
so you set your sombrero on the buoys.
And so last year, me and Crystal we went a week prior and swam in the Intercoastal. And
I remember that. You did a lot of prep.
A month, we did a lot. But this year, I was like, I did it last year, but I didn't swim in open water in 1 year. I just been swimming in a pool, which is a lot easier. And they all tell you, like, you're practicing in a pool, swimming in open water is way different. So
you've said now like 3 or 4 times, they all tell you this thing I did was the wrong thing, but you thought you were going to be better this year?
Yeah, but I'm
Well,
more
he
fit.
pointy boots.
Well, I just thought I was more fit, so
Sure.
Never underestimate a fit man with some Mexican pointy boots.
that's better than the practicing or the preparation. It's
So-
just being more fit.
We got two sides of the scale. We got fitness and we got preparedness. And so last year the preparedness was real heavy, and this year you count on the fitness to outweigh the preparedness.
But it did. It did. He just doesn't like
By
that
a
it was
minute.
only a minute.
By a minute.
Yeah, but it did.
Yeah. It's like Tyreek Hill when
It shouldn't even be in this equation. You can stop right there.
Yeah, when they tell him like he's racing the Olympic sprinter or whatever, like he's not training. He's like, I'm good, you know. So he's confident. Anyway, so I get into the water to just like swim around the intercoastal practice.
Practice?
And,
we talking about practice?
the day before, but so in the
Not
Wizards.
even a race.
The Wizard's wife, she lives in Satellite Beach, and she saw a bunch of warnings.
I saw warnings. That's how a wizard's wife
In a
talks.
crystal ball,
yeah.
obviously. Yeah.
About how dirty the intercoastal was because of so much rain. Like it, all the wash off from
Silt and everything.
Every road, parking lot, all that. It all ends up in the
oil,
ocean. Yeah.
every people's yards, and like all the pesticides, everything just ends up in the intercoastal.
Oh yeah.
And
Brevard, they don't even pick up their dog, dude. They just wait for it to rain.
yeah. So it had been heavily raining, so she's like, I saw some warnings online about how dirty the intercoastal was.
Gross.
So, whatever. And so I'm like,
I won't wear
fine.
what?
So I'm swimming in there, and it was a little choppy.
A condom on your nose.
And I go to take a breath and inhale some water, and then I'm like, oh! And then I go to take the emergency inhaling water breath, and then I inhale a bunch of water.
It's gonna make me God.
So it was like, a good full cup of water, and then I'm coughing, and then I keep trying to push through, and then I swallowed a lot of water.
Oh, I'm gonna barf.
Did you get any into your lungs? Did you breathe any in?
I was coughing it out and stuff, but
Yeah.
I was really disheartened by my practice. I literally cut it off. I like swam halfway through. Like I was like, that's enough. I'm like, I inhaled so much water. I was like, felt dehydrated and like a belly of seawater. And then after,
Oh
like,
my God, you're just spray crapping your head.
no, it wasn't my stomach. It was like at night I felt like I had the flu. And I thought I was getting like some virus. You know how like your whole body feels like achy or like your skin feels sensitive?
Yeah.
Like, like that pre-flu.
Where your joints get kind of touchy.
Where like my whole skin felt sensitive. Where I was
Were you running a fever?
No fever. And then Crystal was like, "Are you getting sick?" I'm like, "I don't know." And I'm like, "You think it was the all the water poison I swallowed?"
I drank a whole gallon of diesel gas.
But it's a huge body of water. Like, it's pretty diluted. Like, how much poison could it be, Like,
a friend of mine had this similar thing happen. He's a surfer, and he goes out East Coast and surfs all the time. And one day they found, like, this big, weird freak swell kind of off the coast.
Yeah.
And they figured out it was from an outflow pipe was coming out and, like, really pushing into the water and making this weird swell. So they were just surfing the shit out. Oh, I'm sorry. They were surfing the heck out of this swell out in the middle of the ocean. And then the next day, just like that, it felt like he had the flu, aches and pains, joint problems, and it was effluent. It was
just like the pollution of it. Like,
they have to run like because sometimes they don't have enough treatment. They'll just run effluent like right out into the sea, and then the pipe has to be a certain distance from shore to hopefully get it out. Where it just hurts sea creatures. But these dummies paddled their boards out there and got into it. Yeah.
Also, I feel like we are more follow me with this. I think we are more susceptible to it than sea creatures because sea creatures they're already doing good with the water. We can't do good with just the water.
Sure.
Then if you add like poison into the water, you see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like it's way worse for us.
For sure.
Although no one else that I was with, because like Jetson and Crystal's family have done this, like complained about any of this. Although they may not have swallowed a lot of water, they're better at all this than I am. So
well, where's that one side you can't? Don't you have one side you're bad at, or?
I can only breathe out of my right side, so I don't swap. Other swimmers they go left and right or whatever. I'm too stiff. Either. Anyway. So,
but you're 100% right, because I remember when William drowned that one time, looking up like drowning survival statistics, you're way better off in fresh water, and then pool water it's slightly lower, and then like seawater, if you drown in the sea, just the fact of all the junk in the ocean in your lungs makes your survival rate like plummet.
Interesting.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. So
kind of makes sense. Cleaner water.
It makes perfect sense.
Right. Yeah.
So back to older people doing this, because
Jim Colbert was out there.
There's a gentleman. And look, I have no.
It's me, Mr. Pineapple.
There's a guy that I think has done this the majority. It was the 39th year of doing this.
There's always one of those guys.
Yeah, and the guy's been doing it every year.
That's Banana George.
Yeah. So similar to that, and he
always wears like the T-shirt from the first one. He has like the first annual T-shirt on.
So
I've been doing that for 39 years.
Yes,
exactly.
And he's in his like late 60s.
Let's give it up for Banana George! Yeah, and everybody's cheering for him.
Yeah.
I secretly hate that guy.
Now I didn't see this guy, but Crystal, she took the boys to go watch me.
What'd he do?
And
would he pull it out and expose
himself?
No.
Okay.
I knew it.
So
I knew it.
Apparently, and then we talked about this after, and then some of the other people that have done this a lot, they're like, oh yeah, it's a Banana George. He's there. He's the he's been here every time.
He's the Grand Marshal.
And he wears these so most people wear they tri shorts, right? So they're a combination of bike shorts and swimming what are they called?
Like jammers or
jammers,
wetsuit.
swim jammers, it
looks like a thin wetsuit pant.
Yeah, shorts and then they have some padding built in for the bike, right? So it's kind of like a poofy diaper a little bit, but not as much as regular bike shorts because you need to swim and run in them.
It's like an elegant black diaper.
It's crazy. This is the same shorts I wear to go to the movies.
So it's your movie shorts? Yeah, I like padding at the movies too.
And some people wear full tries kits, which includes the top and whatever, and then
we call them tryhards.
I like that.
But this Banana George, he wears billowy 1970s or 80s running shorts.
He wears a Richard Simmons.
Yeah, and he wears this to swim in, which is
he bought him at TJ Maxx in 1970,
which is unique because most people, when you're swimming, you want as much. Not
Banana George. He likes his balls to drag behind him 30 yards.
You want streamlining.
Streamline as possible. You want it as tight as possible
You want
to
to be
your
like
legs.
an eel.
The water to flow around you.
You don't want billowy running shorts that just create drag, right? So
correct.
These particular running shorts are white. Right?
Oh, please tell me Umbro.
So they're Umbro, right?
Yes! And as you get older, a grown man's penis gets darker.
Yeah.
That's called the dad dong.
And then
I haven't talked about this in many, many years. I used to talk about it on the Monsters all the time. The dad dong gets darker.
And then so the way this is set up is the Melbourne Pier. So you go to the end of the pier, and then right before the ending, you basically swim off one side, swim around the pier, and then come back on the other side.
Really?
So you start on the right and you come back to the left.
Interesting.
Right? And you swim around two buoys.
You swim around the entire Earth to get back.
No, just two buoys. It's it's a quarter mile.
I got you.
And then you get back to the dock, and then you run down the dock. It's
I thought
long.
that was pretty cool that they make you run down the dock. Did they do that last year?
It's like 50 yards.
Was that the same
thing last year. And then you run to the area where your bike is set up.
And then how many runners get fish hooks in their feet? Approximately half?
I would imagine there are some splintered people because it's not it's an old dock.
There is. I bumped my head on it, and Crystal's cousin cut his hand up, and I saw some guy in front of me cut his foot. There was a PVC pipe sticking out of the ocean with barnacles on it in the middle of the race course. And I was like, this is odd that they didn't move the buoys around this or whatever. And it was weird. Anyway,
that's Banana George. That's his PVC.
It's a real Umbro rubber.
So when Banana George gets out with his white Umbros on from the 80s, it is, and Crystal described it as completely, and she's like, it's not even a little bit, completely sheer. Where you can see his entire genitals.
Kanye West's wife.
That's why I said white Umbros, because Umbros, even if you get a little bit sweaty, they become transparent.
And they stick to you like the alien when they abduct you. In what was that movie back in the day? Abduction or whatever.
It looks like chicken breast in public.
It sucks to your body.
The Abyss.
No, not the Abyss. There was the abduction one where they did experiments on them. they put that thing around that sucked his whole body.
Mars needs mom.
Fire in the sky.
Fire in the sky.
Fire in the sky.
Anyway, it fire in the sky his genitals.
Yeah.
You know, and then since it's white and wet,
It'll try.
you can see his entire genitals. And Chris was like, I was staring at his
you're
genitals.
white and wet. Could we see your entire genitals?
And then everybody could see it, right? So, and then we talked about it after with all the other people that have been doing this for like 5-6 years.
Oh,
Yeah.
you brought it up to the committee?
And
Yeah,
not
I'd
the
like
committee,
to
no.
form a complaint.
Crystal's family, who, she's like, oh yeah, Banana George always wears the see-through white Umbros. And then I'm like,
He loves it. He's like Carrot Top.
Yeah.
It has to have people see it.
So he is well aware
Yes.
that you can see his entire genitals, right? And then
He doesn't care.
And then no one care, and he doesn't care, and then no one sees. Like
No,
apparently,
people do care, but nobody's. Who's going to bring that up?
Well, the organizations, he's been doing it for the entire. He's
He's
old
got the
school.
T-shirt from the first one. There's nothing we can do.
But you can make the argument that if you are well aware that everybody can see your genitals every year,
I
right?
think that there
at
are
that
people
point,
that do that.
you're specifically showing everybody your genitals.
I've been
I
telling
just
you
want to
that.
make sure.
I've been telling you this for years. I think that there are people on
That's
a
a weird thing.
spectrum. I think there are people on a spectrum that like to show off, and I think that the gentleman that is always mowing the grass because he has a great physique, but he's super comfortable with his shirt off and he
fine.
enjoys it, that's fine, but it's on the spectrum. And then also Banana George is on that spectrum where he knows in his deep mind, in his subconscious mind, that everyone around him is seeing the outline of his penis. He knows it.
It
knows
is the
it.
entire
And he
thing. hair,
and he gets
see everything.
and he gets enjoyment.
Yeah.
It makes him happy to know that. And it's a subtle bullying. It is. It's a subtle little bit of bullying. And until somebody stops him, it's an epidemic.
Yeah, there's
And
no
these
way he
people
doesn't.
Is he
all
doing
around
it to bully? Is he doing
No,
it to
it's
show
not.
off?
It's a little. It's
or
not
is
really.
it complete doesn't care and he's like, I like these shorts. Who cares if they see it?
There are people like that. There are people on Instagram. There is a.
It's a Carrot Top. The Carrot
Yeah.
Top knows he's showing it,
Yes.
and
50 Cent.
Yeah,
he likes
they know.
to show
Yeah,
it.
they know they're showing it.
Do you like to show it, or you just don't care if they see it?
Motivation's hard to establish,
Yeah,
but
that's all I
definitely
care
doing it
about.
on purpose. That we can establish.
Yeah.
But obviously, like the race
fair.
organizers, there's a packet involved. You like sign stuff that says like, hey, if I step on a starfish, I won't sue you or whatever. All they need to do is put in like line item A-B-1-C. Here's required race
No, he's
wear.
still gonna wear it. Is my point.
You have to wear like black shorts
No.
or like,
I don't
and
even.
then at some point somebody needs to go talk to.
Are they the
Pineapple.
wide
I don't
open
even
ones
care.
with no liner?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Why are these even allowed? Like I see
And-
them around the lake
You
here.
can raise it whatever you
No,
want.
but
out
I
of 'em.
see even around here. You're in that
Yeah.
world now. You tell me, you running perverts. Why?
Well,
do
the
you,
running, they're good running shorts.
Yeah, but-
bad for swimming.
But
yeah.
shouldn't you? Even if you're running, shouldn't you, like I see runners around here? They'll be running. They'll bend over and everything falls out.
Yeah.
Shouldn't you running perverts have to keep your stuff in your pants?
Yeah, like underpants. That's what underpants
Yeah,
are
you
for,
should
right?
have liners in those
Yeah.
things.
Yeah, but
Richard Simmons should have never. It was his fault.
I don't like the liners because
either.
I billowy.
I don't. Then run in your own home. I don't want to see that thing. I don't want to see that thing flopping around.
Anyway,
You're of a certain age, like your junk isn't hanging to your knees. Like I
No.
need
has long junk.
some support
has very
under
long.
there.
I don't
He's
have.
very long. I've
no,
seen
no,
him.
no. I don't
I've
have
seen
that
him more
problem.
now than ever since the last 2 years. I've seen his penis every day when
No,
he leaves the train.
No.
Every day, I see it. It's impressive.
I don't have that problem. People they talk about like the old man.
I don't have that
testicles or
problem
whatever.
since my
Yeah.
surgery, since the trauma on my hip. Anything around here, it destroyed my genitals. They're
Yeah.
just small and reserved. They
No,
don't-
it's that what Tom said. I'm definitely waiting for the day I'm Mr. Belvedere myself. It's gonna happen eventually.
I've started
I don't know
doing it
enough
a
time
little
left.
bit.
Yeah.
Things are lower down there. I also have a varicocele down there, which
What
is
is that?
a blood like a ruptured blood vessel.
Ew.
Yeah, it's gross. Horrible. Absolutely horrible. A lot of men get them.
I've just reached the point where where like everybody develops that hole in their underpants after a certain amount of time, like kind of low into the back.
Yeah.
Now they fall right through that,
Yes.
and I gotta now I just gotta.
What is that hole? That's from your like a back ass
don't
rubbing your,
know.
From your back ass.
yeah, like your saggy back ass.
Or there's some kind of poison that slowly leaks out of your body and like
Oh, yeah.
erodes it. I don't know. I've had theories.
So Ross, where are you going to be at this this week?
Here's my next comedy show on the book, Tom, is the 2nd of October at the Funny Bone from the Mo Comedy Jam.
Oh, awesome.
Get your tickets for that, and that'll be a lot of fun.
There you go.
Awesome.
Snag your tickets.
Check out Tots with Ross, the Orlando talk show with me, Ross McCoy.
Yes, sir.
And just go to justcallmo.com for all the tickets. Become a VIP. He'll just send the reminders to you, and then that's all you have to do.
I think he's taking a bunch of people out to dinner like tomorrow, dude. He's
Yeah,
like,
no, I
yeah,
know.
there is something going on. I think it's
Yeah.
a good one
I
too.
think
You
it
may be
is.
too late for that one, but at least
get in for the next one.
Yeah, but at least get to the website and sign up for the
Absolutely.
next one. Yep.
All right, we will be right back.
Awesome.
Perfect. Cool. And then we'll just switch over to the BDM show.
All right.